Today I'm going to give you a checklist to make moving to a different state a whole lot easier, and we're going to get started What's up, and welcome back to All Things Tennessee with me, Ben Barredo, your local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. I'm a real estate agent with Wallace Real Estate in Knoxville. Alright, let's face it, no one really loves all the work involved in moving. But if you're willing to take the time to do some research, manage the details, you're much more likely to have a smooth move. To help you with that, I put together a list of to-dos and how-to tips with everything you need to know about moving out of state. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is research the new city you're moving to, or new county, wherever it is. Before moving out of state, it's important to know more about where you're moving to. The neighborhood you choose will make or break your experience, especially being in a new area where you probably don't know too many people. Here are a few tips to help with your research. So if you have children, make sure to check out local schools, check out their websites, and check out the website greatschools.org, which gives a lot of great detail on schools all over the country. To look into commute times, check out Google Maps, check out rush hour data to see which routes are the most congested, and get estimated travel times whether you're driving or you're carpooling. If you can't visit in person, use Google Street View to explore neighborhoods. Use the website Neighborhood Scout to research crime rates and other data. Once you've researched your city or your area and you decided on the neighborhood that's best for you, you can start searching for the place you want to buy or rent. Shut it! Alright, the next thing you want to do is check out the cost of living, and specifically the cost of living differences. It's important to know just how much more or less your new life will cost when you move to a new state. You can use a cost of living calculator to check out differences in housing, transportation, food, clothes, etc. Remember to check up on state taxes too. Know your new state's property, sales, and income taxes. And if you run your own business, you'll want to research business and payroll taxes. Now, again, once you decided on the neighborhood, you need to find a place to live, of course. So research home prices on sites like Realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, if you're buying. And if you're renting, you can check out Rent Cafe, Rent.com, and even Facebook Marketplace. Look out for any legal idiosyncrasies in either your home state or your destination, like extra taxes or forms that you will need to fill out in order to sell or buy a house. Obviously, if you really want accurate information and professional guidance, contact a realtor. Number 4 is plan a visit. Ideally, you should try to plan a visit and spend some time exploring before making the official move. Google and the internet is a great place to start, but nothing beats really getting on the ground, boots on the ground, and experiencing the city and the people. This is especially important if you think you found the perfect place to live. Spend time walking the streets, driving the streets, exploring the neighborhoods in the area, looking for amenities and services that match your ideal lifestyle. Alright, 5 is figure out moving and storage options. Moving all your stuff will more than likely be the biggest expense of moving out of state, not to mention the most difficult and the biggest headache. Planning will make this part of relocating a whole lot easier. Here are a few options for moving and storage for out-of-state moves. 1, obviously you can hire professional movers. The most expensive and rigid options in terms of scheduling, they will come and pack up, load, and drive and unload all of your stuff in their own moving truck. Obviously you can rent your own moving truck and maybe bribe friends and family members with some pizza and beer to help you load up, or hire some local movers for just doing the loading and unloading. And of course you can use a portable container service for packing, moving, and storage, something like pods. They are definitely an affordable option compared to actual movers and rental trucks, and they are the most flexible, especially if you're moving in stages and using temporary housing. You'll need to consider both your budget, your personal moving needs, how much stuff you have, and preferences when choosing moving and storage options. Alright, number 6, set aside extra money for moving. Moving to a new state, again, can cost a lot of money. So you want to make sure you have some savings to cover unexpected moving expenses. Here are a few moving expenses that you may not have thought about. gas and gasoline or fuel expenses of up to several dollars per gallon that can be charged by moving your moving truck rental company if you don't return the truck with a full tank. Mileage coverage surcharges for the distance driven or used in that rental. Cost of packaging supplies like boxes, bubble cushioning roll, packing tape, etc. That can all quickly add up. Shipping charges to relocate maybe your car or your pets across the country. Hotel rooms and meals out during the out-of-state move. Utility deposits and connection fees in your new town. Deposits plus first and last month's rent on a new apartment or down payment on a house or closing costs on that house. Products to set up your new home like a shower curtain, rods, bath mats, hand towels, cleaning supplies, and groceries. The seventh thing you want to talk about or think about is and plan for is the downsize and declutter your stuff. Before you go, remember to get rid of as much clutter as possible. The less stuff that you have to move, the more budget friendly your move is going to be and the less of a headache it's going to be. You're going to be packing everything up anyway, so you might as well go and purge your stuff of the unwanted, unusable things while you're there doing it. The eighth thing you want to make sure you do is update your address. Remember to update all your information when moving. And we're not just talking about a forwarding of address. You can submit the permanent change of address either in person with the U.S. Postal Services or you can do it online. But also in the meantime, make sure to go online and change your mailing address for all of your accounts, including financial institutions, retirement accounts, cell phones, streaming services. Your billing address will need to match your credit card payments on all of your online accounts and subscriptions. Alright, the ninth thing you want to think about and plan for is healthcare. Your current healthcare probably will not be in network once you're moving out of the state. If your job provides healthcare or health insurance, it's important to read through your new policy to figure out your deductible and what's covered, etc., things like that. Alright, the 10th thing you want to do is power up your utilities. Make sure that your utilities are scheduled to be turned on when you arrive. The last thing you want to do when moving to another state is to show up and not have power, not have heat or air conditioning. Look, I've seen it happen. It's not pretty. Take the time before you move to set up your utilities like the water, sewer, power, garbage pickup, internet access. Anything that you find to be a necessity, make sure it's set up. After a long day of unpacking, you'll be anxious to get into those comforts and relax. Alright, the 11th thing you want to do is plan your route, especially if you're driving. I mean, think if you're flying to a new state, then maybe you need to look into shipping your car and renting a car when you get there. If you're going to be hitting the open highway and driving on your own, then you want to plan the route, plan everything you need to do along the route, whether you're sightseeing and making an adventure of it or you're just stopping every night to sleep. You want to have all that planned out. Alright, 12 is to get ready. Speaking of hitting the highway, you're going to want to make sure your car is in tip-top shape for the drive. If you're planning on driving anyway, your best bet is to go and get a full checkup in advance to ensure your car is in good shape. Get your oil changed, windshield wipers replaced, make sure all your fluids are topped off, and make sure the car is ready to go. Your tires are got enough tread. After all, hanging out with a mechanic in the middle of nowhere is not fun at all. Alright, next up is you want to plan for your pets. If you're like me, pets are family and they're coming with you. So, are you flying? You need to figure that out. Are you driving? Then you need to have plans for, the dog in the car or the cat in the car. Regardless, you're going to need a plan to make your pets as comfortable as possible along the way. This major change can have a major impact on their nerves. So you may want to visit your vet beforehand to see what kind of options you have for keeping them calm short term, during the trip. Alright, 14, change your driver's license and vehicle registration. Each state has different rules for how quickly that you're going to need to do this. In Tennessee, it's 30 days. Outside of that, you could be found liable and get a ticket or something like that. That's not a lot of time when you're busy already with moving. Hey, and that's a lot of tips. And before I give you the last of them, make sure to check out last week's video where I give you the market numbers for the month of March 2023. You can check that out by clicking right here or follow the link in the description. Also, while you're here, if you're thinking of moving to the area, make sure to download my moving checklist. You can find that link in the description, and it is a easy to follow one-page checklist that covers almost everything in this video plus a little bit more to make moving a lot easier. And of course, while you're here, please like and subscribe. Okay, another tip is to switch banks if necessary. Whether your bank is in the area or not, you want to look into that. More than likely, you may be at a bank that's not local for where you're moving to. And again, if your bank doesn't have locations there, then, you know, if your bank does have locations there, you're obviously in luck, and you don't have much to do besides updating your address. But if not, you want to look into banks in that area to go to once you get there, so you can transfer your money and feel confident that you can access your wealth, you know, in your new home state. Next, you want to get informed about your new state's risks for natural disasters. Whether you're moving to an earthquake country like California, or Tornado Alley like Kentucky, or lowlands prone to flooding, knowing the risk in your new area will help you with choosing housing, choosing homeowner insurance, and then the money spent in those areas. For example, East Tennessee has areas that are prone to flooding. Not everywhere, obviously, but there are some areas that are prone to flooding. You want to know that, you know, beforehand. You know, disaster preparedness. It's important, but often overlooked. The next thing you want to do is get familiar with the nearest stores in your new hometown. Of course, you're going to want to know where the outlet malls are so you can do a post-move shopping spree, but find these places before you spend all that money on furniture and curtains. Find out where the grocery store is, the hardware store, home goods stores. You're likely going to need more than one of these places on moving day. I think I said this already, but make sure to plot your commute to work or school on top of your commute to moving across the country. This could be a sneaky big deal if you wait until the last minute, and a 45-minute commute could turn into a nightmare, especially if you're doing it twice a day, every day. Finally, get to know your new neighborhood. How long does it take to adjust to moving out of state? It really depends on how open you are to getting out and exploring your new home. Join some local art collectives, getupwillmeet.com and join some local clubs. Take a little time to find great places that you can hang out, meet people, and get to know the community. Listen, while moving out of state can be stressful, remember to enjoy the process, plan ahead. Soon you'll be living in a new home, making new friends, and exploring a whole new world. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. It went a lot longer than I expected, but I hope I gave you some good, tangible, useful tips. And of course, if you want some real insider information for your new home state, call a realtor. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. Have a great day. Have a great week. See you soon. Bye.